Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning into the SHC Business Podcast. I'm your host, Ethan Sisk, and today we'll be featuring Sarah Senft, the Assistant Volleyball Coach here at Spring Hill. In today's episode, we'll be covering Sarah's transition from player to coach, the training needed to excel in the sand, and her newly found volleyball club, City Volleyball. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. Thank you for coming on.
Oh, of course. Thanks for having me.
Let's talk volleyball.
Also, yeah.
What got you into the sport?
I started playing at a young age. My mom kind of made me go to the first open gym. I was like, I wasn't really doing any sports. I was swimming mostly. But she played volleyball. So she's like, had signed me up for this clinic at my high school and then kind of just fell in love with the sport.
And you're from the north originally, right?
Yeah, I'm from Pennsylvania originally.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
How's that change coming down south?
I wanted to come to warmer weather when I was looking at schools. A little slower down here. One of my roommates was from Tuscaloosa, and I feel like was always taking her time to do things. I was like, "Are you coming? Are you coming?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm coming." Like, it was so slow, but I really like it down here, and I like the speed.
Yeah, and you also went to Spring Hill as a student.
Yes, I did. Yeah, so 2016, I started my freshman year, and then senior year was during COVID, and thankfully I was able to come back. So I took that extra COVID year and came back for my fifth year and started coaching after that.
Awesome. And did you plan to coach when you came back? Because you came back for an MBA, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah, so I came back for my MBA. No, I didn't. I planned on probably doing medical sales. I had a health science undergrad degree, but then it just kind of worked out that Coach Martin has always been here, and we had a few different coaches coming and going for the beach program, and as her assistant, so kind of just fell in place that I was able to take over and that she hired me, which was really awesome.
Yeah, and that's Coach Peggy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's broken all kinds of winning records.
Yeah, she's a legend.
How's y'all's relationship transformed from you being a player under her to now being an assistant coach?
Yeah, it's had its ups and downs. I think from playing under her, I kind of knew what to expect and kind of what she wanted and how the program was run. So I think that was really helpful starting out, but then just kind of growing from there. And yeah, it's been good.
That's awesome. How long has she been here? Do you know?
I want to say 15 years or so, maybe 16 now.
She's got a great legacy.
Yeah, she does. She was at Central Missouri before and then retired and came down here and then had this job, and it kind of turned our program around because before she got here, I know we weren't winning, that it was a losing program. So when we were in the NAIA, so she's done a lot to turn it around. It
really seems so. Did she approach you about coming on as coach, or did you ask her if you can coach?
Towards the end of my COVID grad year, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. I was applying for jobs, so I was doing 3 or 4 job interviews. And the head coach at the time, Coach Amanda, she was great, but she was pregnant at the time and she already had 2 kids. And they wanted to move to Pensacola, or now they're more in South Florida. They're kind of near Orlando. But it just kind of worked out that I thought she was going to be coach's assistant, but then with kids and everything, it was a lot. So she just kind of approached me and says, "Is this something you'd be interested in?" And, I was hoping she would, and I was hoping that could be an opportunity that I'd have. So I was just really thankful. It just kind of all fell in place.
Definitely. Do you see yourself in any of the girls you coach now, as a player?
I think so. And some, it's kind of fun, starting to develop. Some of our players have never played beach. So it's kind of cool getting to see them grow. Emily Weinzaffel, who's a senior this year. It's been cool. I feel like I got to teach her a lot about beach that she didn't know about. And now she's a really good beach player. So it's been exciting getting to see them kind of grow and evolve, especially in the beach game when a lot of them haven't really played it before.
Which do you prefer more, sand or indoor?
That's hard. I really like the sand. I like it's a little more laid back. It's 2v2. I like that you have to touch the ball. You can't really hide anyone. You can't sub out.
No, you cannot hide at all.
Yeah, a lot mentally. You have to be mentally strong. So I really like that aspect of the beach game.
It's killer. I play usually every time I go to the beach to try and find a net. And we don't do 2-on-2. It's 4-on-4. So I don't know how 2-on-2. What's the training like?
Yeah, a lot of us just, one, teaching, blocking and defense is a little different, because there's 2 of you and you have the whole court. then really working on setting with some of the indoor players that haven't really set before, mostly outside hitters, right side hitters. But it translates pretty smoothly for those players that play all 6 positions. And then, I mean, they do a great job. We get to just scrimmage a lot now, just kind of starting to fine tune, like, okay, like when this is happening, like this is like what we need to be doing. So
the strength workouts have to be intense because every time I play, my calves are just destroyed for several business days after.
Yeah. I mean, sand is such a good workout, and you can see it translate a lot over to the indoor court, like
explosiveness.
Yeah, like we have a scrimmage today, and like the indoor play, or some of the girls that have been doing beach that are playing indoor today, they feel like they're flying in the indoor court. So it's really helpful.
What was Spring Hill like before COVID?
I mean,
I've heard all these stories. It was like, the fairways were wall to wall, and
yeah.
I mean, is that similar to what you remember?
Yeah, I mean, it was packed. I mean, we had a lot. Like my class was very large. Like,
do you remember the population of maybe the school at that time?
I want to say around 1,600.
1,600?
Yeah, because I know like I didn't get a fairway apartment my senior year because it was so busy. So a lot of seniors lived in Portier because they were filled so fast. And I mean, everything was filled. Like I lived in Tulin and O'Leary, which they're renovating now, I guess. But those were kind of where I lived for 2 of my years. So it's like funny giving tours like, oh, I lived here, but now they're like renovating it. But this was I had a really good time in both those buildings with the people I was surrounded with.
1,600. So, I mean, what were the lines like in the calf? Because now we're at around a little bit above 1,000. So, I mean, 600 more people.
Yeah, I guess it was busy. I don't know.
It's traffic going down the Oaks.
Yeah, I mean, it was really busy, and like finding tables would get hard around like noon. Yeah, but it was fun. It was fun, like, having all those people around.
Did volleyball lead you to Spring Hill?
Yeah, it did. Well, I wanted to have a good education. So, like, thought I wanted to do something in the science field. I was thinking pharmacy, so I wanted to go to a school that had a good like health science biology program. And then I kind of played grass volleyball in Pennsylvania, which is similar to beach volleyball. So you have 2 people. It's a little similar. It's a little more physical, but I was like, oh, this is pretty fun. And there are some people in my area that had played at like Louisiana Monroe for beach and indoor, and some schools down here that really liked it. And I was like, okay, like it would be really cool if I could go to a school and do both. And then when we toured down here, I was able to do a tryout too with the team and just really, really like loved the culture they had and the people. So ended up with just committing.
Is grass primarily in the north? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, they do some in Florida too. They have some bigger grass tournaments and in North Carolina. But it's more north because we don't really have a whole lot of sand courts. Yeah. But it's really fun. It's 2v2. The court's a little bigger, so it's normal size court because the beach court's smaller than the indoor court.
Yeah.
So grass is still big court. And
are you barefoot like sand?
Some people go barefoot. They also have like soft cleats that you can buy that some people wear too, so you don't slip. It's kind of like up to you. Like some people were like really like playing barefoot. So
which did you do?
I wear shoes. I did not like barefoot. Unless if it was really raining or like wet outside, then we'd go barefoot.
Gotcha. Well, what does your family think from you being in? I mean, I guess maybe you'd come home after college, but now you took a job where they like, what,
Yeah, no, they actually retired and they moved down to Foley, Alabama, which is like
that's perfect.
45.
That's perfect.
So they really like it. I'm an only child.
Me
so
too.
Yeah, they kind of wanted to come down here. But my dad, he really liked coming to our beach season game. So he would come down pretty much for the whole beach season and stay down in Gulf Shores. And every weekend he'd come to whatever tournament we were at. So they were excited when I decided to stay down here. And then he convinced my mom. But
really?
Yeah, she still goes home a decent amount she likes the season. So she likes the fall and the spring. We're here. It's kind of
escape the
winter,
too.
Summer. Yeah. Yeah. So they still get to go home a decent amount, but yeah.
Do you still want to do the sales route eventually? Or do you like
I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I really like coaching. Yeah. I'm starting a beach volleyball club this year.
I heard.
So that is pretty exciting. Like I really like coaching juniors too.
So what age is juniors?
It's gonna be like 12 and on, like basically 12 through 18. So
nice.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a wide variety, and that will be really fun. I'm excited.
And does having a club, does that define just like a a team or is that like a facility or both?
Both. We're using Spring Hills courts, which I'm really thankful for. Yeah, and well, pretty much beach is a little different than like a lot of club sports where you come and train. At least around here, you pretty much come and train, and you can't have a partner. You can come without a partner. Like usually, once you start training, you'll find other girls there that you're like, oh, I think I could play well with them. Or like as coaches, you can just like, hey, you should ask this girl to play in this tournament and see how it goes. So it's a little more laid back where you come and you practice a lot, but then tournaments and scheduling, like you get to decide as a player. Mm-hmm. It's not like indoors, like you get assigned to a team and these are your tournaments you're going to, and it's a little more laid back. So you get to choose what you want to do and who you want to play with.
Is the sand like a team, just two?
Yeah, so it's all
no subs.
No subs, just doubles. Yeah, no, yeah. Goodness. So
do you go rally with the team now and practice your?
Sometimes if we need an extra person or depending how practice is, it's fun to get them jump in with them, and it's they play at such a high level. It's yeah.
Could you use some of your current players as maybe trainers for the juniors you're going to take on?
Yeah, that's the hope, depending on how many people we have signed up. Last year, we worked with another club, and a lot of our girls helped out. So this year with my club, we plan on using some of our local players that are around to help run drills and everything.
Who's your target market for the club as of now?
Anyone that's looking to play volleyball or I mean, there's no subs. Like you get to kind of choose and you get so many touches. Like it's so good for ball control. If you're just learning the game, like anyone that just wants to come out, have a good time, get good exercise and really learn the game of volleyball and beach volleyball. I mean,
is it like I know the schools, Tulane and St. Paul's, are you going to try and go for those athletes?
Yeah, definitely. I hope some of those players will sign up. We've had some from across the bay sign up, which is exciting.
Nice.
So just anyone, like hoping we get some St. Luke's kids and
It's I love the younger population in Mobile. All the St. Paul's kids, they always cut through campus and I'll stop and talk to them sometimes, and it reminds me of my younger self.
Okay, yeah, they're funny. We had a good group last year where they were St. Paul's, and they were a fun group.
Oh, for the club? Mm-hmm. So how long has it been in operation?
Well, this will be our first year doing it on our own, but helped out with some other beach clubs before this.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Does your MBA expertise kind of help you with starting up? Because it's a business in itself, right?
Yeah, it is. So I'm going in it with our good friend JD, who has a lot of beach volleyball experience. So the coaching thing, he kind of can cover a lot. But then myself and Nico, he's kind of been doing the website and everything, which is helpful. And then, being able to manage, getting insurance and getting approved for, USAV volleyball, just trying to work all that out. It has been helpful.
Gotcha. Is there a bigger draw towards going under a coach like you that's at the college level? And because the juniors, that's their goal to play collegiate. So is that a big advertisement?
We hope so. Yeah, we hope so that it will be, and just kind of getting to see and with some of our older kids, getting to run a little more like we run our Spring Hill practices and what exactly that would look like.
It could be a good recruiting metric too for Spring Hill.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, and a few recruits that are younger, I think they're coming and getting to play because they're 18 and under, and so it'll be good.
What's the payment structure like to be in the club? And is it female only, or can I go join?
Yeah, I think we're going to have some males. There's a pretty good male group from Pensacola that I think there's 4 or 5 of them that want to join. So if you have a USAV membership, you can join.
I'll have to look into one.
Yeah. No, but it's going to be $350. It's going to be for 7 weeks, or 1 week evaluations and 7 weeks of training. And you can do it, you can pay it up front, or we have 2 installments that you could do. Through check, cash. We have an online payment site. So
what are the normal group sizes, the training sizes?
Yeah, it just depends how many we get. Normally 6 to 8 on a court, and we're doing one session from 5 to 6:30 with the 14 and under group, and then another session from 6:30 to 8 with the older kids. So probably about 8 kids per group is kind of our goal.
Cool. What keeps you motivated to start a club and to coach and keep other girls motivated? Like, where does your motivation come from?
I think like really wanting to grow the game of beach volleyball. Like it's kind of crazy coming down here. Like we had a pretty big group up north that played a lot of beach and grass. And then when you come down here, there's not a whole lot going on in like the beach volleyball world or doubles world. So hopefully growing it, and then that will improve the game around here. And like there are starting to be tournaments and different things popping up, but just hoping to continue to grow that and like spread the word. And like I feel like once you play beach volleyball, you end up like loving it. Like it's so fun.
Definitely.
So hoping that the more people we can get involved, the more like it will spread and the more it will grow in this area.
I was at Gulf Shores last year, and they had a Division I tournament going on. And, I mean, they probably had 10 courts down the beach. It was really cool to see.
Yeah, the Gulf Shores, they've hosted the whole championship, the NCAA D1 championship for the past few years. Since it started, actually, which has been really cool. It's cool that it's in, like, Alabama.
In our backyard.
Yeah, and we're hoping in the future maybe we go to Tavares, Orlando next week for our championship. And I'm hoping in the future maybe Gulf Shores gets it, which would be really awesome for us if they're hosting, like, our championship.
Well, congratulations on making it to the team.
Thank you. Thank you.
How many is it? So it's just 2 players that are in right now, or how many like teams travel?
Yeah, so we play it like a tennis match. So we play like a 1 through 5s, and you normally play 6s as exhibition. So there's 10 people in the starting lineup, and I get to decide like where everyone's going to play and who they're going to play with, and then we go and play others' teams who play their 1 through 5s, and you have to win 3 of the 5 to win the match.
Gotcha. Are the pairs, are they usually the same, or do you ever switch teammates?
Yeah, we've had some switching this year. We've had a lot of freshmen playing, so just trying to figure out who meshes with who. A lot of the beach game is like personality. Like, can you mesh with this person? Like, can you like battle with this person, or are y'all gonna kind of like go into your own worlds and not compete together? So trying to figure out where that is. So we've had a lot of switches this year, and then I mean, once you're in the lineup, you can only go 1 up or 1 down each match. So then you kind of have to play around with that of who fits better where and moving people around. But yeah.
Wow. Is it the same score? Because on indoor it's 21 or 25?
Yeah, indoor's 25. So beach is 21, and then every 7 points you switch sides. So, and in beach, like when the girls are playing, you're not allowed to coach. So you can say like good job, but you can't say like in, out, like hit a cut shot, hit hard.
Is that frustrating?
A little bit, but I think I like that you have to like think a lot. And then when we switch sides, we can like, you can walk beside each other and then you can kind of talk a little bit. Yeah, and the only thing we can really do is call timeouts for them if we want to call a timeout. But other than that, it's very like self-thinking, like you really have to be able to manage each point.
Is that a breather when you walk back?
It can be. However fast you walk is however fast you get.
Oh, man, I'd be dragging my feet.
Yeah, so on beach you can really determine the pace by just like walking slow, right? Because like indoors pretty fast, everyone's running. Like beach, if you're walking and you need a breather, like if you walk slow, like the refs aren't going to rush you.
How big is the sport for men? I studied abroad last summer, and my roommate were like just getting to know each other. I was like, I played basketball in high school and run, and he was like, yeah, I'm a volleyball player. I was like, what? Really? And because he's from Chicago, and he said it's huge up there.
Yeah.
He said it's like their football. I was like, wow.
Yeah, so up north, like in Pennsylvania, a lot of high schools had men's volleyball, and that was pretty big. There are few schools have started men's beach, like Weber International. So some of the NAIA schools have men's beach volleyball now, which is really cool. And they have a championship for that in the fall. But then men's volleyball in the north, is pretty big and competitive. And out west, they have like Hawaii, USC. They have a lot of good programs too.
Wow. My friend John, he goes to Creighton, but he's also like, he does, I guess, recreational men's, but then he's a practice player for the women's team. So he goes and returns serves or serves to them and like for practice.
Oh, that's cool.
He says he loves it.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I know, some of the Big Tens, they use some guys too because they're a little bit bigger of a block, a little more physical. So, yeah.
Is there professional level after collegiate, what does that look like?
Yeah, for women's, it used to just be you had to go international if you wanted to play.
Where are the big countries that?
Italy has a lot of really good volleyball, and for men's too. But now the United States, they just started a professional league for women. It started this year for women's volleyball, so it's pretty cool that it's growing a lot. And, like, they've had a lot of success in different, like Atlanta has one, like a professional women's team. Las Vegas, a player from South actually is doing really well in the Las Vegas professional team, which has been really cool. But it's cool that they're keeping it in the States now, so these players can stay in the United States instead of going overseas.
What's the surface that is played on most in Italy? Is it indoor?
Indoor, yeah.
Okay. I feel like for some reason grass could be huge over there.
I don't know very much about it, but yeah, they're indoor scene. I mean, they fill the stands, like it's packed.
Wow.
And then here we have a beach volleyball. It's called the AVP. It's professional beach volleyball, and we're one of the only countries that has that. So, like, even players from Canada sometimes will get like wild card bids, and they'll come down and play in it. But that we have that, and they're kind of changing the system a little bit, trying to make it more team-like. So this year is going to be a different structure than it's been in the past, which I think will be cool. Because in beach, it can be hard to follow because people are constantly changing partners. Like,
yeah.
You can't really root for one person. Like, you can, but then, like, if they change partners, like, it can get confusing. So this year, towards the end of the year, they're trying to make it more team-like, which is really cool. Because, like, college volleyball gets a lot of viewership, but it is, like, teams. Like, you can follow your team. And it's cool when it comes down to one pair, when the score's 2-2, and everyone's just watching that one pair to see who wins.
What's a common injury in volleyball?
For indoor, I mean, it's a lot of knees, and unfortunately, we've had a lot of injuries this year.
Oh, man.
With some of our older players with knees and ankles.
From all the impact on jumping.
Yeah, on that hard surface. Beach, thankfully, there's usually a little less because the surface is softer and it gives a lot more. So we usually don't have, knock on wood, as many injuries in the sand. But indoor, yeah, a lot of knees and ankles. Sometimes shoulders if you're hitting a lot. But
are glasses a necessity on sand? Like the OC Pit Vipers is advertised.
Yeah, I mean, I always played in glasses. A lot of our girls do play in glasses. Some people don't. Like, some people, like, I've had one player who graduated, she never wore glasses. Like, she would only ever play without sunglasses. I don't know how she did it, but it just worked for her. But I would say the majority of players wear sunglasses.
Gotcha. Well, that's all the questions I have at the moment. I really appreciate you for coming on, and I think the club's going to be huge. I look forward to following it and seeing a influx of volleyball participants on campus.
Thanks. Yeah, we're super excited. Port City Volleyball. So if y'all know anyone, that wants to sign up for pretty much fun in the sun and kind of get some good workout and some good volleyball reps. Like,
definitely a good workout. I can attest to playing recreationally with 4 guys and having a good workout.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to personally thank everyone who tuned into this episode of the SHC Division of Business podcast. Our aim is to give young professionals insight into their desired field or potential job of choice. If you gain anything from this or have any compassion whatsoever, please share with someone you see fit.